Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
This is the story I think that everyone will be talking about today. I know it's been covered in the news, but Meghan and Harry have been involved in what they're calling a high-speed chase in New York City by paparazzi. They attended the Women of Vision Awards in Manhattan. I'm sure you've seen the photographs floating around. She did, and she spoke beautifully, apparently, considering, you know, that the night didn't even start out well. They arrived. She stepped out of a darkened SUV onto the red carpet. She looked beautiful. She had kind of a gold
dress,
strapless dress on, and Harry was there, fresh back from the coronation.
She had a denim jacket on as well, with pearls sewed into the collar.
They're not pearls. They're beads, okay, with a few little diamantes. I'm heading into middle age. I'm going to be wearing that and animal print from now on.
It works.
Her mother was there as well. It was a very special night, wasn't it? But
it was, but it started out being ruined by them reaching the red carpet and a heckler at an event like this saying something like, "How do you feel, Meghan, about being part of two broken families?" This person yelled at her. And I'm guessing she just continued to smile and head into the event. I guess they're obviously referring to her ruining the royal family and coming from a broken family herself.
Yep.
The night ended and they wanted to make a quick getaway. They were going to stay at some friend's house, apparently, and for security reasons, they don't want the paparazzi to be following them to a friend's house.
To find out where they were staying.
To find out, you know, all of the addresses, perhaps, that they visit. So the plan was for them to jump into a taxi, and that didn't turn out well because the paparazzi jumped in their own cars and started following them. Apparently, the cab driver was saying things about them chatting in the back, that it was really heightened emotionally. Meghan was saying, oh my God, and I think really it just reminded everybody of what happened to Harry's mother. Even the mayor of New York did speak about it.
The briefing I received, 2 of our officers could have been injured. I don't think there's many of us who don't recall how his mom died, and it would be horrific to lose an innocent bystander during a chase like this, and something to have happened to them as well. Any type of high-speed chase is inappropriate. I would find it hard to believe that there was a 2-hour high-speed chase. That would be, I find it hard to believe.
Yes, so there's an element of doubt there about what the details are, because what they did do is they realised the taxi driver was probably in danger as well, and probably wasn't as well equipped as their usual security team. So they did circle back and get into their own security vehicles. And of course, the news has tracked down the cab driver. This is what he had to say about it.
Nice people. They look nervous. I mean, I think they were being chased the whole day or something, so they were pretty nervous. And next thing you know, Prince Harry and his wife were hopping into my cab. And as we went a block, we got blocked by a garbage truck, and all of a sudden, paparazzis came and started taking pictures. They were just about to give me the location where they were going to go, but then they told me to circle back to the precinct, so we circled back to the precinct.
Now, I know you said, Fitzy, I mean, the paparazzi or the press, they already had, you know, a whole camera full of images of them on the night. They were on the red carpet. There would have been photographs taken within the event. They had scored pics of Meghan and Harry and the mum Doria. She'd spoken. They had a news story already. So what is the benefit of then harassing 2 people and approaching a stopped car and taking photos through a window and upsetting? I mean, it's...
Maybe it's the fact that there's a royal in a taxi. I mean, you don't see that often, Kate. There could have been extra money in that.
Absolutely.
I think the other reason was they didn't want to give away the address of their friend's house, did they?
No, because the other thing is too, then they become a target for paparazzi, and then their privacy is infiltrated, I guess.
Do you see, when you come out of your house sometimes, can you see them off in the distance? Can you see them like in the bushes and stuff like that, hiding when they're looking at you?
Sometimes they're in the sometimes they're in the bushes. I remember being at the gym once and looking out the window. This is when I went to a little gym that was on street level, and I'm like, you know, they're doing my whatever it was I'm doing.
Yeah, high jumps.
Thank God
jumps.
I wasn't skipping rope.
Right. Down the dog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I look out the window and I see a little guy hiding in the bushes. But I think on majority of the time they don't really care too much about hiding. They're just sitting in a car at the end of the street where
What's the most extensive you've seen them go to? Like where they've made an effort to work out where you are and you can't believe they've appeared there?
Well, I came out of the gym once and then went to the news agency, and then there was someone kind of caught me by surprise, and it actually really frightened me. And I think that's the point about this. I don't think it's up. And please don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm so far from Meghan and Harry, and I do not have this level of intrusion. So don't get me wrong when I'm talking about this. But it's not up for other people to decide what is aggressive to you and what is frightening to you and what instills fear in you. If you feel that,
it's your reality.
That actually exists. And I have had times where I have felt uneasy, or I've had May in the car and I know that we're going to dancing or we're going to the park, and it's not okay for you to follow a woman in a car or follow anyone in a car really, but it's really unnerving. And for it to continue, even when at times I have approached these people and said, you are frightening me, please stop doing this. Yeah. And I've even been in tears about it. Please stop doing this. Why are you here? How long have you been here? Please stop.
What do you get? Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm just doing my job, man.
Just let us get it. Just please let us take a photo. Maybe we can arrange to have a nice photo taken. I even had someone say to me once, can you stop wearing black gym gear because we can't get a different shot? Can you start wearing colour?
I've heard about that, of why celebrities wear the same thing all the time, because the photos don't vary, so therefore they can't sell them. But I've heard also that you get someone like a Hugh Jackman and they'll follow him around, and then he'll say, all right, I'm going to be down at Bondi Beach at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going for a swim. If you want to take photos then, you can get your photos. I don't mind you getting your shots, and then leave me alone for the rest of the week.
Yeah, but see, you don't want to be... This is the thing. You don't want to be setting up dates with them the whole time just to go, get your photo and leave me alone.
If it buys you the freedom...
He wouldn't be getting paid for that. Whereas I think on with other people, they do set it up. But I guess once you've engaged in that kind of behaviour with them, you don't really have a leg to stand on to then turn around and complain. The thing is, when you're being followed, and I would imagine this is what has happened with Meghan and Harry too, and probably why they got out of the taxi, it is unfair for them to put the pressure on and I don't mean a mere taxi driver, but a guy with no experience of having to get away from someone. It doesn't matter how safe you want to be. Yeah. You are going to drive in a fashion that you wouldn't normally drive. Of course. And that's when you are in danger, or when other people like the mayor said, an innocent bystander could have been knocked down by the taxi driver taking a quick left turn. And then what's the benefit of that?
And like we were saying, and the mayor was indicating, how do you have a high-speed chase through New York? Doesn't really matter the speed of it. If it was intensified...
Well, the intimidation exists
is still there.
Regardless.
So then, as he said, 2 officers could have been hit, the public could have been hit. Forget the speed. It is what it is.
We have tracked down the cab driver that had Harry and Meghan in the back of his cab in New York. Now, this was a near catastrophic car chase that happened for 2 hours. They looked very, very nervous. And Sonny Singh, we've tracked him down in New York, and he joins us now. Good morning, Sonny.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good, Sonny. Thanks for coming on the show, mate. Can I firstly ask, when things got quite heated and scary, can you describe what the situation was like for us in the taxi?
Situation in the taxi, I was calm, but their situation was different because they were being chased by paparazzi for the 2 hours previous to getting into my cab. So they looked pretty nervous, scared.
Was there yelling and panic?
No, there was no yelling and panic, but the looks on their faces, you can tell that they were nervous and scared because they've been through this past 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm guessing that there were some phone calls being made because the choice had been made to get into your cab, and then everything changed where you looped back around and they went back to their security cars. So who was being called at that point?
There was nobody being called. Like, he was talking to some other guy, the security guy. And he was just telling the other guy, hey, we're coming your way. And then he was just about to give me the address. But the paparazzi came out of nowhere and just started flashing the car with cameras. They were surrounded the whole cab. And there was a cop behind us. So he started honking and blasted his horn. So the garbage truck moved. We went around the block and dropped them back off at the precinct again.
Okay, how many guys on scooters, Sonny? Like, how many people were surrounding the car?
There was guys on the scooter, maybe one guy in a scooter. Both the rest of them in 2 cars. There were 2 cars that were following us. There was one Honda Accord and a Honda CR-V.
Do you feel sorry for them, Sonny? Like, were you sitting in the cab going, "Oh, this is not a very nice life to live"?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's tough for them, right? Because what's his name? Harry lost his mom to a paparazzi chasing their mother, so I think that his experience is more traumatic than mine, right? Because they were in the cab with me only 15 minutes.
So, Sonny,
I don't know how he was feeling.
was Harry trying to lead the situation? Was he saying to Meghan, it's okay, remain calm, or was Meghan trying to calm Harry down?
Yeah, they both was, they looked nervous. I mean, I didn't see what was going on back there because all of a sudden, when these things happen, you go, wow, man, where did these guys come from? So I didn't know what was going on back there. Somebody did say, oh, my God, when the paparazzi started taking pictures.
Yeah, and when they approached the car, were they hitting the car with their cameras? These cameras have big long lenses.
No, they were not hitting the car. They were not hitting the car, but they did surround the car. There was two of them standing in the front, flashing us. So that's why I had my visor down. That's why you only see below my forehead. And that was pretty much it. And then we circled back, but the paparazzi kept on following us in the car. So after that, we just went around the block and dropped them off back at the precinct.
Yeah, okay. And this is a very unique experience for you, Sonny. You're not experienced in this kind of driving, and I'm guessing you haven't had a royal in the car before. How did you feel? Was it unnerving for you with all of that responsibility? Was there risk involved?
Oh, it was fine. Hey, listen, if you drive in New York, everybody's there. You got to be a defensive driver here, right? So it wasn't that bad for me.
Okay.
Like I said, it's probably a worse experience for him and his wife and the lady that was with him than me, right?
Yeah, because it's something they put up with all the time.
The question I want to ask, the big question we need to ask, Sonny, did they pay for the cab ride? Did you get paid?
Yeah, they did. They did pay. The security guard paid for the cab ride, yeah.
Right,
it was $17.80.
Yep.
They paid.
Oh, there you go. Sonny, you're a superstar now. You're famous now. We have a television show down here in Australia called Married at First Sight. Would you ever think about coming on that show, Sonny? We could send you...
No, I'm already married with 2 kids.
Damn.
Have you ever, Sonny? Have you ever had any other celebrities in your taxi? I mean, in New York, has Donald Trump been in there?
I had fun. You don't know. No, I never had Trump, but I had names like Richard, who else? John Turturro.
Yeah.
They were all pretty nice.
Oh,
but they never had paparazzi surround the car like the ones that have about Harry and Meghan.
And are you continuing your shift? When is knock-off time for you?
Knock-off time for me probably around 12:30.
Oh, good work,
So, Sonny, just quickly.
Yeah, because I just started.
Sonny, the stories we hear about a panic situation where you had to drive to get them out of there, it all sounds a little bit more dramatic than maybe it was.
Listen, I drive in New York City, so it wasn't that dramatic. But I'm telling you, their experience is much different than mine because I drive in New York chaos every day, right? So their experience is much different than mine.
I think that's a very good point.
Sonny, can you dance?
Yeah.
We've got Dancing with the Stars here in Australia. Would you do Dancing with the Stars?
No, he doesn't want to do that.
No.
I
wish I could dance. But
Survivor?
I wish I could dance.
What if we sent you to an island? Survivor.
MasterChef, Celebrity MasterChef.
I grew up in New York. I don't think I can survive on an island.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.